Okay, here we go. So, we are going to be talking tonight about young living for the whole family. And in particular, I am going to be talking about toxins in the home because this is always a really surprising thing is the toxins in the home. So, just want to make sure everybody can see that. Awesome. So we'll be doing a 30-minute presentation here, and you're going to be learning a lot. So make sure you sit tight, take notes if you have to. You can always take screenshots of the presentation as well. And there will be a recording available so that you can take a look at this later or share with a friend as well. So let's get this started. So here's what we're going to be covering today is I'm going to be talking about chemicals in the home and some really surprising ones that you may have never thought about before. And we're also going to be talking about ingredients to avoid. We're also going to be doing something really interesting. It's called label reading. And I don't know if you've done it before, but I'm going to kind of guide you through it and show you how to read labels and some easy swaps that you can make for common household ingredients. We'll also talk about where to shop and ways to save. So let's get started here. So you may not know me. Let me just go to the next screen here. My name is Tracy Black, and I have been using Young Living for about 8 years now. Sorry, guys, let's try this. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I am a wife and a mom to 3 boys. So I've been using Young Living since they were like toddlers. And sort of our introduction to this whole natural wellness journey is my husband has autoimmune issues and he had so many chronic problems and we didn't know what sort of the source was. And as we got started, our doctor recommended that we read food labels to find out what were sort of the food triggers that were causing our autoimmune issues. But what we actually found in addition to food triggers were there were things in our home, right? Like shampoo and body lotion, scented candles that were actually aggravating his symptoms as well. So it was really mind-boggling to me to know that just everyday things that we were using were causing all of these problems. And so this is what I want to share with you tonight. I'm really passionate about sharing and educating. So let's kind of look here about chemicals in the home. So these are some facts. And you know what? We all start with not really knowing. I mean, I didn't know this 8 to 10 years ago, and I was really shocked and floored that so many of the things in our home could be linked to just chemical exposure and so many health issues. So here are just some facts to know about household chemicals. So the rate of asthma in the last 20 years has tripled, like that's huge, partly due to the impact of the exposure of household chemicals. There was actually an EPA study concluded that the toxic chemicals found in our household cleaners can cause indoor pollution that's actually 3 to 5 times more likely to cause cancer and other health issues than outdoor air. And especially with so many people working remote or at home, right? This is, quickly becoming an even worse issue. Things like household cleaners, detergents, bleach, and toilet bowl products are the leading cause of poisoning among children. In fact, the one product that might really surprise you, that is actually the #1 product that is the link to poisoning among children, dish soap. How crazy is that? There's new evidence that links chemical exposure to the rising levels of chronic health problems. I mean, think about it. 20 to 30 years ago, a lot of the health problems that we're seeing today weren't really big problems before. And that's in part due to all of the chemicals that are in our homes. In fact, of the 84,000 chemicals registered in the US, only about 1% have actually been tested for their impact on health. That's pretty alarming. And then something else also alarming is there were tests done by labs in US, Canada, Europe, and found over 200 toxic chemicals in the blood core samples of newborn babies. So that just sort of tells you in utero, mothers, right, are being exposed to these everyday household toxins, and they can really cause a lot of health issues. So what are some top chemicals in the home that we want to avoid? So here are some. And honestly, the list can be even longer than this, but these are the ones that we're going to talk about tonight, because otherwise, if I talked more, we would be here for 2 hours. That's how much is sort of out there. But, and here's the other thing is it can be really overwhelming to think about everything. So I really wanted to narrow down to the easiest things that you can ditch and switch in your home. Because once you're successful with this, then you can start moving on to other things. So some of the things that you might want to ditch and switch in your home: air fresheners, perfume and cologne, fabric sprays, right, like a Febreze, antibacterial soaps, surprisingly, toothpaste and mouthwash. And we'll talk about why in just a little bit. Laundry detergent, skincare, cosmetics, and household cleaners. And this kind of runs the gamut from like your all-purpose cleaners to like window cleaners, oven cleaners, and so much more. So what are some of the ingredients we want to avoid in our household cleaning and personal care products? So we're going to get into label reading in just a second, but these are just some of the ingredients that you'll want to watch for. So this might be a screen that you might want to take a screenshot of or just sort of write this down. But these are for sure things that you definitely want to avoid as you start reading labels on your personal care household cleaning products, okay? So number one is formaldehyde, which is very surprising, right? This formaldehyde is what's used to embalm bodies, right, at the morgue, but it can also be found in everyday products like shampoos, conditioners, and nail polish, cleansers. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Glycol ethers are found in household cleaners. Parabens are found in so many of the things that we use for cleaning for our bodies, right? Body wash, shampoo, facial cleansers, even deodorants. You'll find phthalates in candles or like home fragrance, air fresheners, nail polish, cosmetics, perfumes. You'll find things like propylene glycol in moisturizers, shampoo, conditioners, hairspray, even sunscreen. You might be already aware of SLS. I feel like this one has actually gotten a lot of attention, but there's also SLES. And these are sort of like what the foaming agents in shampoos and body washes and cleansers that just can wreak so much damage on the body. Then, of course, we've got synthetic colors and synthetic fragrances that are often used to, like make products like have a nice color or have a nice fragrance, but they are riddled with so many chemicals that you will be floored. And then talc and talcum powder, you'll find that in baby powder, but also in like body and shower products, lotions, cosmetics, face masks, even deodorants. And then triclosan, again, that's another one that has been getting a little bit more attention, but this is the active ingredient that makes soaps or toothpaste antibacterial. So let's learn a little bit more here. We're going to do some label reading, and I'm going to go through some products to show you how to read the labels. And then we're also going to talk a little bit more about using products we can trust. So number one is laundry detergent. This is a really easy swap that you can do. I don't know if you've looked at the ingredients on like laundry detergent pods or laundry detergent in general, but number one, you're going to find things like artificial colors and artificial fragrances. Those fragrances have been linked to asthma, respiratory issues, allergies. The artificial colors, especially with these detergent pods, are kind of alarming because for like young children and toddlers, they look like candy, right? Because of the strong colors that you see. So they have, a lot of poisoning calls down to the poison center because of that. There's also things like the 1,4-dioxane, which is linked to respiratory issues, SLS, which we just talked about, and propylene glycol. So in comparison, I want to introduce you to Thieves laundry soap. So when you look at the ingredients, this is where you're really going to see the difference as we sort of talk about these other products. But this is where you're really going to see the difference in the types of ingredients. You're not going to see artificial colors. You're not going to see artificial fragrances. In fact, essential oils are used as a natural fragrance and to also provide some, like a cleansing agent. But really what you're going to see are natural ingredients that are made with non-toxic cleaners that have natural cleaning agents that are plant-based. So they're going to be free from SLS, petrochemicals, formaldehyde, chlorine, those optical brighteners. So not only is it going to be safe for your family, babies, kids, right, when you're using this laundry detergent, but it's also going to be easy on your septic system, right? Because a lot of times these chemicals can really build up in our washing machines and kind of wreak havoc. So what's great about this laundry detergent is there are natural enzymes in this detergent that can be used as a like to pre-dilute for stains on clothing, like a pre-treatment, but they also help with odors and dirt and stains, and it works so much better than any of these other laundry detergents that you'll find in the store with the bright bottles and labels. The other great thing about this is that, again, plant-based, gentle, so great for sensitive skin and babies, but it's a concentrate. So like 1 tablespoon will do 1 load of laundry. So this one little bottle, right? I mean, it's not a big bottle. It's less than a foot, right? It's a small bottle, but it does up to 64 loads of laundry. That's how concentrated it is. So something else when you're looking at labels is looking at hand soaps. So I will be the first to admit that I used to be obsessed with antibacterial anything. I used to be a total germaphobe. And so if it had antibacterial on the label, what I thought was that was good. It's helping me to kill the bacteria. Well, here is what we're finding with triclosan, which is the antibacterial agent in these hand soaps, is they're linked to not only allergies, asthma, dermatitis, but they also have antibiotic resistance. So what that means is because we're overusing these antibacterial agents, things like MRSA and other, bacterial issues, right, are kind of coming stronger, and we're having, less of a resistance to fight it off because we're always using antibacterial everything. So in addition to this, you'll find the artificial colors and the fragrances, which are linked to everything from asthma, respiratory issues, endocrine disruptors. You're going to find SLS, which has been linked to cancer. But what you can use instead is something natural, like this Thieves Foaming Hand Soap. And again, just look at the comparison of the ingredients, right? You'll find denatured alcohol, which here's something to really note is with other products out there, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll denature the alcohol, which helps to kill germs, but they use chemicals. In this case, Young Living uses peppermint oil, which is fantastic. But there's also aloe leaf juice powder, which helps to soothe and soften skin. There's vitamin E, which is an antioxidant, but also helps to soften skin. And there's only natural plant-based cleaners in here. So again, safe for everybody from little kids, right, to 100 and up. So it's good for everyone. And there's essential oils in here that help to provide that natural fragrance. Okay. So next up is air fresheners. This is really a big one. I mean, tell me in the chat box who was obsessed with plug-in air fresheners. I absolutely was. And honestly, I just didn't even think about it. I would plug it in and I would just think, okay, it's the fragrance, right? It's only one ingredient in there. It's fine. Well, here's kind of the crazy thing is that fragrance can actually be made up of 100 different chemicals. And those, they're artificial chemicals, right? Artificial fragrances that have been linked to respiratory issues and asthma. And if you're using an aerosol air freshener, there's also going to be butane and kerosene because that's what is used to like propel the fragrance out of the can. And those are linked to, again, allergies, asthma, skin issues, endocrine and reproductive issues. Really, there is something so simple that you can do. Not only that, it looks gorgeous in your home. And what you can do is replace those air fresheners and scented candles with essential oils in a diffuser. Literally, this diffuser, what you do is you add 10 drops of essential oils, right, which are plant-based, 100% aromatic essences of plants, like there's no synthetics, there's nothing added to it. They don't use chemicals to extract, the essential oils from the plants. It really is plant-based. And what's great about this is it's just water and essential oils. You put it in the diffuser and that's it. And that is like your natural air freshener. So we love to do this, and you can mix and match the scents too. Something else that I want to add to this is I was guilty. And so I want to release any guilt that I think anybody might feel over this, because I did the same thing. I had the chemical cleaners, I used the plug-in air fresheners, even in my baby's room. Crazy, again, to think about, but that was what I thought at the time was the best way to deal with, like, the stinky garbage pail with the dirty diapers. And really what you can do instead here is, again, you can use essential oils in a diffuser. In fact, this little owl diffuser is adorable. It has a sound machine, and it has cute little lights. And so you can absolutely control the settings. So it could replace not only an air freshener, but a humidifier, and it's like a night light too. So it's like all of that in one, and it includes essential oils. For instance, Sleepy Eyes is a blend that is fantastic for sleep. So you could help your toddler or your little one have a restful night's sleep without the plug-in air fresheners, without the humidifier, without the night light. You literally can use this owl diffuser. And you can add Sleepy Eyes to it because that helps to promote sleep. Or you could use something like Sniffles, right? When maybe they're a little bit congested, or tummy jize. Like I had kiddos who were colicky. And so tummy jize is fantastic for things like that. So you could even use these in the kids' rooms as well. Another thing to note is household cleaners. So when you look at the ingredients of any household cleaner, let me just tell you, this is just a short list. There is actually a huge laundry list depending on the household cleaner you're using. If you're using an oven cleaner or a window cleaner versus like an all-purpose cleaner, they're going to have different chemicals in it. But the ones that you're really going to see that really stand out are going to be the fragrance, the synthetic fragrance, the synthetic colors. You're going to see things like propylene glycol. You're going to see all these surface cleaners that have been linked to endocrine disruptors and respiratory issues. And then I want you to compare that to something like a Thieves household cleaner. So this is 100% plant-based. In fact, most of the ingredients are based from coconut, right? So it's coconut-based, which is fantastic. There are natural, mild surface cleaners. There's also, plant-based foaming agents, and then of course, essential oils that are used for the fragrance rather than synthetic. So here's a really awesome thing about Thieves household cleaner. It literally is 20 plus cleaners in one. So this might be a little bit small for you, so you might not be able to see everything. But let me just tell you, you could do everything from like windows and mirrors to deodorizing your carpet, to cleaning electronics or cleaning up the fridge. You could also do your tubs and tile. You could use it as a heavy degreaser for the oven or for the stovetop, or even use it as a soft scrub. So there are so many things that you can do with just this one cleaner. So literally all you do is use 1 to 2 capfuls in a 16-ounce spray bottle, and that's kind of like your everyday cleaner. So countertops, windows, walls, floors, tubs, tile, whatnot. You can use a higher concentration for stains or for like hard to clean areas. You can add baking soda and, like I said, create like a soft scrub to clean, to make like a natural abrasive to sort of clean like the oven or the stovetop. So there really are so many options. And if you go away with nothing else tonight, I hope you realize that this is the number one thing you need to add to your list to get. Okay, so toothpaste is one that you may have not thought of, but here's the crazy thing is regular toothpaste, when you look at the label, you'll see lots of artificial colors, artificial flavors, you'll see fluoride, you'll see, sometimes you'll even see triclosan, which we talked about with the foaming hand soap, because they use it as an antibacterial. Again, so many health issues with triclosan and all of these chemicals that you definitely want to avoid. Compare that to the ingredients that are in Thieves toothpaste. What you'll see here is it's got coconut oil, baking soda, glycerin, xylitol, calcium carbonate, right, which helps to, it's like a mild abrasive to remove the surface stains, and then essential oils, which work as like a natural flavor and a cleansing agent. So when you compare the ingredients, it really is night and day. And like my little one would use He's 10 now, but ever since he was like 2 years old, he's been using this toothpaste, and it made me feel so much better because if he swallowed a little bit, I wasn't concerned versus the regular toothpaste with the triclosan in it. Okay, in addition to toothpaste, there's also mouthwash. Again, when you're looking at traditional mouthwash, you're going to see things like propyl parabens. You're going to see propylene glycol, artificial colors, artificial flavors, like things that you do not want anywhere near your mouth. But sometimes we just sort of see the bottles, the colorful bottles, right? Like in the store shelves, and we just grab it because that's something that we've been using forever. Compare that to a Thieves mouthwash. You'll see Thieves mouthwash primarily is colloidal silver, which has antibacterial properties and it's alcohol free. You're going to see this saponaria wood extract, which acts as like a natural foaming agent. You're going to see things like stevia, which is a natural sugar-free sweetener that helps to inhibit bacteria, but then it also has essential oils, which has the flavor component and helps to clean as well. Another big thing to ditch and switch, and this goes for the ladies and for the guys, is perfume and cologne. So most conventional perfumes and colognes contain over 100 different chemicals, right, from the fragrance. Also linked to respiratory issues and asthma. They use artificial colors in it. They use phthalates. Here's one thing to remember about phthalates is they are endocrine disruptors and they're considered an obesogen. What that means is it messes with your metabolism. It can actually be linked to obesity, like causing obesity. And then, of course, you'll see other carcinogens that can lead to other, health issues. Compare that to a roll-on, right? Like Stress Away. So Young Living has all these roll-ons and, essential oils and blends. You could use Stress Away, you could use lavender, you could use rose, you can combine it with a carrier oil like a rose hip or an almond oil. But again, the essential oils are 100% plant-based. You can use directly, right, like on your neck, wherever on your wrists, wherever you would put your cologne or perfume. And you can use that as a replacement. Use that instead of the conventional perfume and colognes out there. I will tell you, Stress Away smells amazing on the guys, but also smells really wonderful on the ladies too. So this is a really fantastic one to add to your list. So some other things that I wanted to mention is there are some ingredients that you'll want to avoid in skincare. So this is the crazy thing. Most of these ingredients have been banned in Europe and other countries, but they're still available in the US. Frightening when you really think about it. So too many ingredients to list, but let me just tell you, with many skincare products, everything from the toner to the moisturizer to the serums to the face wash, right? You're going to find that laundry list of ingredients that you want nowhere near your skin. So what I would suggest to ditch and switch instead is to go for plant-based. Again, Young Living has an amazing line of skincare products like the Bloom line, which is made with natural ingredients and it really helps to even out skin tone, or the Art Collection, which is really great for fine lines and hydration, great for aging skin. There's also the Orange Blossom skincare line, which is great for oily and blemish prone skin. And then one of my favorite products, and you'll see it here, it's right here in kind of the middle, is the CBD Beauty Boost that has the black bottle. It's got Tumano oil, CBD, rose oil, and it moisturizes and helps with fine lines like nothing else out there. And it literally just is a few ingredients. So again, when you're reading your labels, it's really important to look at them and compare with what you're already using. So something else that I want to put out there is really be careful with greenwashing. There are lots of products out there that say all natural in the bottle, but really it's just a marketing term. So it means that, there could still be a small percentage of the ingredients in the bottle that could have preservatives and synthetic fragrances or toxic chemicals. So that's why it's really important to read the labels. And, we already read labels for some popular products, but there's also something that you can do that's a really simple option. And that's just finding a brand that you trust. And this is what I personally do. This is one of the reasons why I love Young Living. If you've not heard of them before, they've been in the United States for over 25 years. So they also own their own farms, over 25 around the world. And what's so special about that is they use the farms to create their own essential oils. In fact, they have over 600 products in addition to the essential oils, but every single product has essential oils in them, sometimes for fragrance, sometimes for cleaning, and often because they just offer so many health benefits. What I also love is that it's a US-based company growing in countries all over the world, and they really have a heart for serving others with their foundation. So industry leader in natural and wellness products. This is seed to seal. So just kind of giving you a little glimpse of what this looks like and what happens on the farms is, they have this commitment to everything from the seed that's put in the ground to the seal that's put on every essential oil bottle or natural wellness product. They manage every facet of the process. Here's something just kind of interesting to know is cypress has over 280 constituents. If it's distilled for 20 hours, you only get 20 of the 280. If you distill for 26, you get none of the properties, right? So most of the cypress that's out there is only distilled for 3.5 hours, but really the correct length of time is 24 hours. So just every single ingredient, there's so much thought, so much care. There's testing that's done, right, at multiple steps to make sure, right, that it is exactly what it needs to be. So I just love that. It brings me so much comfort to know that I can pretty much choose anything from Young Living and know that there is quality and that commitment to quality, right, in every single product. Okay, so tonight we talked about a lot of products and there are even more, like I said earlier, over 600 different products. So the best thing that you can do at this point is, I'm sure you're like, I want to get that Thieves household cleaner or that Thieves toothpaste or that diffuser for my kids' room. So here's what you do is you contact the person who invited you to this class and you ask for their referral link. Once you get the link, you just add things to your cart from youngliving.com. And when you get your order to 100 PV, you'll save 24% and get free shipping in the US. It's awesome. You can also save 24% on your order by putting any item on subscription. In fact, there's a way that you can save actually more than that, 50 to 60%. Be sure to contact the person who invited you and they will show you how to do it. So something else that I wanted to mention is subscribe to save. So this is that subscription that I just mentioned, but it really is a great way to kind of gradually ditch and switch items in your home. So for instance, in your first order, you could get Thieves household cleaner, the Thieves mouthwash, and the Thieves toothpaste. There you go. That's your first order. Maybe your second order, you add in a diffuser and essential oils, right? In month 2, maybe in month 3, you start to try some of the skincare products. So you can absolutely customize what's in your subscription every month and there's no commitment. But what's really cool about this is when you're on it, you'll earn points back for your purchases. And it's kind of like store credit. So for instance, I earn 25% back on my subscription orders. And I use that as store credit to just stock up on things that I need for my family. So it's pretty awesome. Something else that you get when you join with us today is you're going to get community, you're going to get education, and you're going to get support. So it's not like shop and then you're on your own. You're going to get so much support. Everything from online and in-person classes. We have how-to guides. We have an exclusive Facebook group, team gatherings and events. And of course, one-on-one support from the person who invited you to this class tonight. So again, just to sum up, when you want to order, make sure you contact the person who invited you, ask for their referral link. Then you can save 24% when you either order 100 PV or put an item on subscription. And remember, there's a way that you can actually save 50 to 60% off. So talk to the person who invited you and they will let you know. And then when you check out, you'll be welcomed into our community. And I'm going to tell you, We have so many great resources that you're going to love, including more classes just like this one. So just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been awesome to be able to share with you. I absolutely love educating and love that you were here tonight. So thank you so much. If you've got other questions, please make sure to, again, connect with the person who invited you to this class tonight.